Hello, viewers of Aspire to Inspire. Welcome to another episode. We are here to introduce to you a fantastic actress in the making, Jaida Benjamin. Some of her work includes Netflix Family Reunion, Criminal Minds, Beyond Borders, Insecure, Murder in the Vineyard, The Stepdaddy, and so much more. So, without further ado, I am so excited to share this platform with the one and only Jaida Benjamin. I'm going to bring her up onto our screen. Hi, Jaida. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you are fantastic. I am doing amazing. I am so glad to have you on Aspire to Inspire. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. Thank you for
Oh,
asking.
that's amazing. So, honestly, I don't want to take too much of your time. We can jump right into this interview. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. So, as I stated before, you are an amazing actress with so much film credit and just a lot of great stuff on your resume. So, of course, no problem. I want to take it to the beginning. Where did your passion for acting begin?
My passion for acting began with doing commercials. I started out doing commercials, and just gradually over time, I realized that I really wanted to get into television and film. So we came out to LA and I got started with Disney. I was a movie surfer and I had some roles on shows Austin and Ally, Stuck in the Middle, Liv and Maddie. And just from then on, my career has just been progressing. So that's how I really got started. And that's how I realized that I wanted to do this. I was very fortunate to do several Disney shows, and I have had a lot of experience on set. And my first set experiences came from being on Disney. So it basically, I just realized that I wanted to keep going. So here I am.
Yes, as you should. And you have such an amazing background, beginning with Disney and just you shooting out with all the things that you've been a part of. That's all inspiring. You're
Thank you.
inspiring me, you're inspiring viewers who are watching, and we just cannot wait to see your journey flourish.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course.
As well as Disney, I also have a musical theater background. Before I came to LA, I was in the musical Annie, the Broadway national tour. So I got to sing, I got to dance on tour, and that's just like my East Coast experience. That's what I was doing before I came out here.
Ooh, that's very impressive. And may I ask, do you have a preference of which is your favorite, musical theater or TV and film?
They're so different. I don't think I have a preference. I think it just depends. Like they both have a lot to offer, and stage acting is so different from set acting. I
Mhm.
think it just depends on the type of person you are, but I think that I'm definitely like half and half. I love theater, but I also love being on set. I love the whole energy of, the set life. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about you prior to film and television, with you starting with musical theater. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. You started with musical theater in the East Coast. So were
Yes,
you
I
born and raised on the East Coast?
Yes, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I booked Annie in New York. So I had to fly to New York by myself for the audition process. I was only 11, and I did not even know if I was going to book it or not, but I went there, I did it, and I ended up booking it. As well as I was a Nick City kid dancer. So the Knicks had, at the time, they had a kids dance team, and I had the privilege of being a part of their kids dance team. So I was doing that in New York before Annie. So from a young age, I've just been in the industry, whether it be from acting, singing, dancing. I've been familiar with it all. So
Mm.
I was I got my footing in the East Coast before I came out to LA.
Yeah, as you should, being able to do what you can where you are. And also, I want to make note that you're a triple threat. That's something I would believe is rare in the
Thank you.
entertainment industry. So, congratulations to you for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh, of course, of course. I want to dive a little bit deeper into being an actor.
Okay.
I believe a lot of people talk about the success of an actor, and no one highlights the hard work that needs to be put in. So, if you can explain your journey of how you got to being from an aspiring actor saying I want to be an actor to actually doing the work. What was your journey like?
Can I tell you the journey is still going? Like I realize you really never get to that point of the journey is complete.
Mm,
Even when you're a huge working actor on a huge show, there's still more of the journey that you have to walk. I honestly, it's been a lot of work, a lot of auditions, a lot of memorizing. My mother, she sacrificed a lot in order for me to go after my dreams. She completely put her life aside for me,
Mm.
and I'm so thankful for her for that. It's a lot people don't know, just to get, let alone a lead role, but just to get like a guest star role where you kind of pop in. It takes years for casting directors to trust you and for you to get to that point of where they actually want you on set just
Mm.
as a guest star. So it's people see the result and they think, oh, okay, this must have happened in a short span of time, but actually it takes years to even get a little bit of what people are seeing, let alone a career as long and as successful as like a Cicely Tyson. It
Mm.
takes years. So that result can kind of trick you out because you'll think, oh, it seems like they must have just popped out here and got started. But no, even for the credits I have, it's taken me years. I've been doing this pretty much all of my life, and I
Mm.
still have a lot of work to do, and I'm grateful for my credits. But as an actor, and when you understand that, um especially knowing other actors that you admire and seeing how long and successful their careers are, in
Mm.
order to have that career with longevity, it does take a very, very long time. So
Mm.
it's a process and it's a journey that I'm still on. Like, I'm in it, and I try not to forget that at there was a time I was praying for what I have now,
Mm.
but there's still more that you want. So it's like finding that balance between realizing, okay, wow, there was a time I wished I was on Disney and I've done it. But at the same time, like, you still want to manifest more. So it's like standing right in the middle of that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I realized that, like, you never really leave that place as an actor, especially because an actor's job is never done. You never really stop needing training. You never really stop needing to study. There's
Mm.
always going to be a pinnacle you want to reach. Even once you've gotten what you want, there's still that next, okay, well, now I want this. Okay, now I want
Right.
this. Now I want this. So it's very, very interesting. But I've realized that, when you are passionate about it, and if it is something that you want to do, it's a lifetime commitment. This isn't something that you get to a point and, okay, I'm done. No, it's a complete lifetime commitment. So
Mm.
I'm young and I have done a lot of work, but I still have a long way to go.
Mm. Yeah, and with any type of career path, when you've accomplished so much, you still want to keep going and
Yeah.
quote unquote be like the greats before us. I love you brought up Cicely Tyson, who was a maker, a way maker for us
Yeah.
as African American actresses, and just setting the bar ultimately so high. There's a flood of people who will be coming in following her footsteps. And in the long run, it does come down to longevity. And I
Yes.
loved how you were so authentic with what you were talking about and so passionate that you want to continue this career path. And something you brought up a really good word, manifest. And I'm the type of person who likes to speak words and positivity into existence. How much has manifestation impact you?
Oh, yeah. Manifestation has impacted me a lot. It takes manifestation, but it takes patience as well. Um, being confident that you will manifest what you want, but also being patient with God's timing. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there was a time I wish I had the credits I have. I know I'm capable of manifesting, but I know that also God has a plan as well. And it requires my passion and my patience. So it's like 50% passion, 50% patience. So I definitely, like I said, I'm still learning a lot. I really am. I'm There's still a lot for me to see and understand within the industry, but I am very grateful, and I've been very fortunate to had grown up in it, and had supportive parents guide me along the way and just make sure that I'm seizing every opportunity. And, I can honestly say I can probably count on one hand how many auditions I've missed. I've, you know, been able to attend every audition. I've been able to be present and be there.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that. So manifesting is definitely real. And it's realizing that you're capable of it,
Mm.
but being patient as well.
Yes, yes. I really wanted to ask that because I wanted to hear from your standpoint. It's so evident that you're passionate about what you're talking about. You're passionate about your career path, and you're determined to seek it through.
Yeah.
So that question popped into my mind while you were talking, and I'm pretty sure viewers really appreciate what you've said. It came from you authentically, and we thank you for that. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing.
Absolutely.
Of course. So speaking in regards to our viewers, there's a lot of people who say they want to become an actor. There's a lot of people who don't know when or how to start. What is a piece of advice you have for aspiring actors or actresses?
Some advice that I would have is that they definitely need to train. Um, Training never ends, and studying never ends. And
Mm.
definitely before, you know, you get into the industry, you need to know your own strengths and know just how much you want to do it. There's a lot of memorizing that you're going to have to do. You need to have your memory has to be sharp. Um, you need to you need to understand that there will be a lot of no's before there are yeses,
Mm-hmm.
and being okay with that. And you need to ask yourself if you have a strong backbone if things don't happen as quickly as you want them to.
Mm.
And you need to ask yourself, um, do you love it enough to want to keep going even if you're not getting what you want? And that's a big one that
Mm.
even I, on a daily basis, have to come to terms with. Loving the role and being in love with the role, even if it isn't mine, and just seeing it as training, seeing
Mm.
it as practice, and seeing it as, in a way, it is still success, even if I don't book it, because I was seen by that casting director, I was seen by that producer, and it's still going in my memory bank as something that I got to do, and it's a privilege, and it's one audition that somebody else didn't get. So there's a lot of things you have to ask yourself um, before you do this, because this industry is not easy. They say it takes 10 years just to even get your foot in the game.
Mm.
So do you have that kind of patience? Do you have that kind of passion? Do you have that kind of consistency? And do you have that backbone in you to maybe have to watch somebody book something that you really wanted? And all the while, it could be God just testing you to see, well, can they be happy if somebody else got it?
Mm.
Will they, let's see just how filled with gratitude will they still be, even if I give it to someone else, and then I'll base my next blessing I give on how happy they can be for someone.
Mm.
So there's a lot, and trust me, like, I'm saying this, but to live it and like process it and like understand it is a whole nother like ball game, ballpark,
Mm.
ball game, ball everything. Like, it takes time to be okay with not getting what you want, and just understanding that, what, if I'm supposed to be on set, I'm going to be on set. If I'm supposed to work with so and so, I'm going to work with them, not being so attached to the outcome. It
Mm.
takes time. So not only is this like a skill set game, it's a mental game as
Mm.
well. Like, it can really, that's why like a lot of actors, they kind of go crazy, or they commit
Yes.
suicide, because this is
Right.
not, this is several things that are going on. So if you don't really know yourself, or if like you're
Mm.
the jealous type, oh, you can just go ahead and just forget it. You're not gonna
Mm.
last. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
you can't be jealous
Mm.
out here. Like you can't have that in you. You can't have that spirit. And not only that, you can't be desperate. So it's a
Mm.
fine line. Like when you go in the room and a casting director, they see your work, and or they watch your tape, a self
Yeah.
tape you've sent, desperation reads. They
Mm.
can see that. So if you come in there like, oh God, I have to book this or I can't pay rent,
Mm.
like your read is not going to even be authentic or the best it can be, because you're carrying that cloud of, oh
Mm.
God, I have to book it, I have to book it.
Mhm.
Okay, so then you must not trust God. You must not trust the process. If you're carrying that with you, you have that, like kind of like glasses, that desperation can be, it kind of covers you like a lens.
Mm.
So, but like
Yeah.
I said, I'm saying this, but I'm not going to act like I haven't gone into an audition and felt like that. It's taken me time to get to this point of mastering the mental game and balancing um wanting it and being passionate, but being okay with the plan God has for me ultimately,
Precisely.
and being okay with seeing other people succeed, and just understand that, okay, we all we all are being blessed by the same God. He
Mm.
wouldn't bless them without blessing me,
Right.
and not being attached to the outcome, just
Mm.
enjoying the process, and enjoying the being grateful for the experiences and the credits that you do have. And because
Mm.
some people have none. Like when I think,
Yeah.
I was just talking to my mom about this yesterday, like especially like with COVID, everything is so different with the industry. I could
Mm.
not imagine starting out now.
Mm. Right.
Oh my
Right.
God. I
Right.
literally would be like, ah. I couldn't imagine if I had to get an agent, get a manager. Like I just had a workshop. I came out of, before I got into this interview with you, I was in an acting workshop just
Mm.
before. And there are people that were in the workshop, because there are actors of all levels that attend these workshops. So you
Yeah.
get to hear and see what's kind of going on that other side of just starting out land.
Mhm.
There are people that don't even have an agent, don't even have a manager, and they're asking the casting director, hey, so what can I do? I've been really trying to get an agent, a manager. And
Yeah.
here, I've been represented for years. I don't know what it even feels like to not have an agent or a manager. I've
Mm.
always had an agent and a manager. So there that is, like, just being even grateful for that, like
Mhm.
not getting caught up and looking at others and stuff, because like here I could feel like a certain way because I want a certain thing, but here there are people in the class that don't even have even a little bit of what I've accomplished and
Right.
have. I couldn't imagine. And I'm just being honest, like,
No,
because
I
this
understand.
has
I
taken a
understand.
long time. I couldn't imagine like starting out, especially during COVID. And the
Mm.
casting director, she's just kind of being honest. Well, I don't really know if they're taking new people with the COVID going on. A lot
Yeah.
of agencies are
Yeah.
not really looking, so just to already kind of have your foot in the game is a blessing.
Mm.
So this is all just like a how you see it game. If you see
Mhm.
it a certain way, if you're looking at others with envy and oh, why do they have what I don't, and you're kind of
Mm.
forgetting your own blessings and the journey that was anointed for you,
Yes.
that can make you spiral out, and then for the wrong reason,
Mm.
because all the while you have something somebody wished they had. So it's like I said, I'm explaining it easily, but it's taken me time to even understand this.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of like spiritual work on myself, like,
Yeah.
and a lot of talking to God, a lot of, communing with spirit in order to stay strong and grounded in the industry.
Yeah.
And I know I still have a long way to go. I really do. But like I said, I'm grateful for what I have accomplished, and I know in my heart that God would not have given me the opportunities and the bookings and the credits that I have gotten if I wasn't supposed to be doing it. So
Mm,
that's where what I tell myself when I feel like, because I'm not gonna lie, I have days. We all have days. I have
yeah.
days where I'm like, I'm looking at the watch, my invisible watch, like, but it's like
Yeah.
I have to remember that, this is a process and this
Mm,
is a lifelong commitment. That means even once I'm 45,
mm-hmm.
I should and I'll still be doing this. There'll still be pinnacles. So it's
Yeah.
like as you book more, as you get to where you want to be, there's another place you want to be. Then
Mm,
there's another place you want to be. Then there's another place you want to be. So it's like it never stops. And that can really drive some people crazy. It
mm,
really can. And I completely understand. That's what I mean by like anybody starting out, my advice would be is to make sure you want it and make
mhm.
sure that you have that relationship, a strong relationship with yourself and a strong relationship with God. Just it's also good to have another outlet as well, whether it be writing, painting, it's just something else, so you're
Yeah.
not just like, oh, only acting, and like, you know what I mean, like you're kind of like
Mhm.
going crazy because you don't have anything else to
Yeah.
indulge yourself in. Like for instance, I have a crystal business. I have an online business that I
Mm,
can kind of I have something else that I'm doing, another hobby on
right.
top of my acting and stuff. So it's not just I'm solely focused. No, and don't get me wrong, I'm focused on my career, but I
Right.
have
Right.
other things that can kind of take my mind off of it. So I'm
Mm,
not so like wound up about it. So
yeah.
that would be my advice. Like, yes, you need to make sure that backbone is strong, and
Yes.
make sure you don't carry the spirit of desperation, and make sure you don't carry the spirit of envy,
Mm,
because you just never know how God is going to bless you.
exactly. You hit the head on the nail on that question, without a doubt. You've talked so much from a mental state to a spiritual state to how you view, your career as an actor, how you can view it. There's a positive sense and there's a negative sense, and one can send you spiraling out of control. And you've said it absolutely perfectly.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. So I want to transition into these next following questions. They're what I like to call inspiring questions. You think about your future, where do you see yourself? Those type of questions. So my first question to you is, who is an influential actor, director, or public figure that you look up to?
I really look up to Denzel Washington. I
Mm.
would love to work with him, whether it be as his daughter. um, I just love the fact that he continues to study even in his highest. And
Mm,
that goes back to the point I made where, make sure you're training and make sure you're studying, because it never really stops. I
right.
really admire that about him. I truly do. I would love to work with him. He inspires me. His films and just his acting and just his layers and his
Mm,
depth, and even like his mannerisms
yeah.
inspire me. His mannerisms and acting. He has everything under control, not just the lines, but his facial expressions,
Mm,
everything. Another actor that really inspires me is Viola Davis. I love her.
yes. Yes.
Huge inspiration. Cicely Tyson, of course,
Yeah.
inspires me. Um, Loretta Devine inspires me. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I just watched an amazing movie with her that was so good. And it's just seeing older actors still getting it, it lets you know also like there is still time.
There is
Like
time. Yep.
you acting is a whole lifetime career. Like just because it doesn't happen when you're younger does not mean that, oh, when you're 35 it won't. Some
Mm,
people's careers really are just starting when they're like 35. That's like when they're kind of like wine, as it ages it's
yeah.
better. I feel like it can be like that with your career. So it's just, again, going back on the God's timing, you just never really know. There's things that we may have to learn and experience that are going to make us a better actor ultimately. And that's maybe why you're not getting what you want when you want it. It's like God is doing his work. So
exactly.
those older actors definitely inspire me a lot.
As they should. They inspire me and millions of others. And I love what you said in regards to the training. To set it in stone, it really comes down to training. And that's how the greats got to where they are today. That's a really great gem you just dropped.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So my next question is, I wouldn't say it's a personal question, but in a sense it is, but it makes you think futuristically. So in your perspective, 10 years down the line, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself continuing being the actress that you aspire to be? Do you see yourself venturing off into another career path involved with the entertainment business? Talk about it in your opinion.
I see myself still training. I see myself still acting. I see myself still playing younger, because I'm what you call I play younger, meaning
Yeah.
I still play like teen roles even
Mm-hmm.
though I'm my age, just because I still look so young. So
Mm-hmm.
I see myself still playing younger roles when I'm 36, or whatever age I am.
Yeah, as you should.
I see myself hopefully, you know, with God's grace, working
Mm-hmm.
on set as a series regular,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple of films, more films, on my resume. I see myself hopefully working with the actors that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I see myself speaking more. I hope that at that point I'm, helping others more that
Mm-hmm.
were in my position 10 years ago, or maybe just starting out.
Right.
Um yeah, and I think that would be about it. And of course, hopefully traveling for work more,
Yeah.
and maybe even writing a book.
Wow. Yeah.
I would love to do that. So I would hope that I have confidence that my experience will grant me the knowledge to help others. And at that point, I will have had enough experience and enough gems to be able to write a book for the people that are starting out, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe don't really know what to do with their career, or were in my position at one time.
Right, right. And I love how you said you want to be of service to people. 10 years down the run, honestly, you could write that book now. The
Oh, thank
information
you.
you've shared, and just spirituality versus career, and making sure that you're in alignment with what you want to do.
Yeah.
People need to hear that. And I'm pretty sure the career path you've been through, you can share so much with people in a book. So I look forward to reading that book when it
Thank
comes.
you.
And yeah, and being of service to others, that is so extremely important. And I'm so glad you touched on that. Being able to help people from where you are, from where you used to be, being able to reach down your hand and to pull other people up.
Yes.
I believe that's the secret of life, without a doubt. Being of service to people. And
Yes.
thank you for sharing that. That's
Of course.
that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So we're actually winding down our interview. I have my very last question I want to ask you, and it's what I tell all of my guests. It's our concluding question. Basically, here at Aspire to Inspire, we emphasize the why behind our passion, why we love what we do, and how we want to inspire others in the long run. You kind of already touched on this question with what you said in the past questions, but how do you, Jaida Benjamin, how do you desire to use your platform to inspire others?
I desire to use my platform to inspire others to not give up,
Mm,
to have a healthy outlook of self, to have a balanced mental health, especially in the industry, because it's one of those things that it weighs on you over time, and you may not realize how much it is
Mm-hmm.
until you're at your worst with it.
Mm.
So if you know what I mean, so it's not
Yeah.
like a. I would love to inspire others and help them to stay balanced if
Mm.
they do choose this career path,
Yeah.
and to stay true to themselves within this career path.
Mm.
And I would love to inspire others to have other outlets as well,
Yes.
um, whether it be drawing, just creating in any kind of way
Mm.
within this career path. I would love to inspire others to um, stay open.
Mm.
So even if the career isn't going the way they want, to stay
Yeah.
open to God's blessings. I would love to inspire others to stay educated and stay trained and study, even when things are quiet, even when things, you know if you're starting out and it doesn't seem like it's
Mm.
quite going your way. I think that God still sees that you're training, you're doing your best.
Mm.
And I don't think that, if I don't think that if you have a burning passion or a nudge about something, I think it's for a reason. So I
Yeah.
would inspire others to follow that, because I followed my nudge and it's gotten me on a very divine path. So I think
Mm.
that it should be no different for others. So those are some of the things that I would love to inspire others to do.
Yes, yes. And viewers who are watching this, me listening to you, we're inspired by your work, your words, and your words of inspiration for us. A million thank yous for just taking the time to share your wisdom. I feel so enlightened and inspired right now. I wish you the best of luck with your career path. I already know it's divine and ordained for you and for you alone, without a doubt. And we can wrap it up here. Stick around. I actually want to talk to you a little bit later on too. But
Okay.
for our viewers and to end this recording, I like to wave goodbye for viewers. This is what I always do. It's a signature move at the end. But thank you so much, viewers, for watching. Tune in for another episode of Aspire to Inspire coming very soon. Bye now.
Bye.